I speak today on life, function, faith, and feelings. Part 1. Fred Rogers never discounted what anyone said or felt. Be that person a child on the show, an adult he was speaking with, he never spoke to people, only with them. Or a child on the subway or street that he met, just as he went from place to place. Despite his sweet pastor's demeanor, Rogers was tuned into the soul's darkest feelings. He had an uncommon appreciation for anger, fear, stress, sadness, disappointment, and loneliness. He respected the range of emotions and encouraged children to accept all their feelings as natural. This conviction came early. As an only child to very proper New England parents, Rogers was discouraged from acknowledging sadness. This, along with his childhood experience of getting bullied for being overweight, made Fat Freddy, as he was called, acutely aware that too often, and usually inadvertently, adults silence children instead of showing them how to deal with troubling feelings. Rogers believed that variations of the sticks and stones adages intended to get children to shake it off are stifling. They abandon children to their pain instead of teaching them how to process it. In contrast, Fred Rogers encouraged children to face their dark feelings. And yet, there is a foundation for the sort of philosophy of feelings that Fred Rogers practiced that can be traced back more than 2,000 years to ancient Greece. In the Nicomachean Ethics, Aristotle described our souls as being made up of feelings, predispositions, and active conditions. Our predispositions name our go-to emotions, those we feel most often in response to certain stimuli. Some people, for instance, are prone to sadness, others to anger, and the occasional few to genuine cheerfulness, those that we would call perky. Our feelings, like twigs, catch a spark every time we brush past life's embers and ignite only when they get stoked by our predispositions. Two individuals respond differently to the same event. Getting fired, for example, Aristotle would attribute to them their differing predispositions. Feelings and predispositions matter for Aristotle, but more for the sake of self-knowledge than self-improvement. It's helpful to know which feelings I am predisposed to, as well as what I am feeling at any given moment. But these two categories are much harder to change than the third. Aristotle described active conditions as how we bear ourselves in the face of our feelings. Aristotle would discourage us from shaming ourselves over feeling sad when we, quote, should, close quote, feel happy. Aristotle rejected shoulds altogether, just as current therapists do. And it came to when shoulds were said, He believed them to be unnatural, and without accompanying wrong action, he found them to be harmful. So he rejected them and said they should not be a part of the life. All feelings, for Aristotle, are potentially useful in that they provide an opportunity to practice behaving well. Feeling alone can't jeopardize virtue, Aristotle believed, but actions can, and often do. Fred Rogers agreed. Everyone has lots of ways of feeling, and all of those feelings are fine. It's what we do with our feelings that matter in this life. Tomorrow, part 2. And that's what we do with the feelings.